Hello all, this is Anupama Zawargi here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Has this ever happened with you that you decide that you're going to get up early the next day? You set your alarm, but as soon as the alarm rings, you keep on pressing the snooze button. Or you know that you need to clean up your room, you have a lot of mess in your room, you cannot find things, but you keep procrastinating that you'll do it after some time, or you'll do it the next day. You want to lose weight or become more healthy, but you never get around to actually going to the gym or even just walking around the block or doing any other kind of exercise. Or you need to study, but you just cannot put your phone down. And or you are in a business meeting and you really need to you want to give your opinion, but you are always hesitant, and you later think, oh, I should have said this at that time. So if you have faced any of these situations, then today's video and this 5-second rule is going to be very useful for you. So Mel Robbins, she is a author, I think TV anchor. She works for CNN and a motivational speaker. So she discovered this 5-second rule that I'm going to share with you all today at one of the lowest points in her life. So at that time, her marriage, her finances, her self-esteem, or you can say career, everything was falling apart. So basically, nothing was going well in her life at that time. And at that time, every day she used to, set an alarm, but she used to keep snoozing, and she never got up on time. And because of that, her kids used to miss school, or even if they went, they didn't get their tiffins, and they used to miss their school bus. So she had to drop them in school. So, her house was a mess in the mornings. And there was just so much chaos, all this because she just didn't get up at on time in the morning. And then because she was out of a job, she needed to write to make a new resume and start looking for a new job, but she just couldn't get around to actually making a new resume on the computer. So just a lot of things, she says that she knew what needed to be done. She knew what was the next step was. It was not like that she had to, climb the Mount Everest or anything. All that she needed to do were simple everyday tasks, just getting up on time, getting the kids up on time, getting them ready, making their breakfast, lunch, and writing her own resume, sending it out to people, talking to people. So these were things that she knew how to do it. She wanted to do it, but she just couldn't get around to doing them. So now what happened was, it was obviously a very low point in her life. So and we all have these kind of situations, where we know what we need to do, but we just don't get around to doing them. So it may be like asking somebody for help, asking somebody for feedback, then saying no, or listening to somebody, or saying sorry to somebody, or doing something about our health goals, or getting up on time, getting ready on time, or raising our voices, or asking any doubt. If you're a student, a lot of time we know that we haven't understood, but we just don't have the courage to ask or tell somebody that we haven't understood, or raising your voice during your office meetings and things like that, making that sales call. So all these are things that we know we can do, but we just never get around to doing it, cleaning up our messes. So these are simple tasks, but somehow we just cannot find the courage. And the more we think about them, the more we worry about things, they seem to magnify. So the brain tends to magnify the things that we are afraid of. So the first day, these things, as we keep procrastinating, the things seem to get bigger and bigger in our minds and in our hearts. So that they become even more difficult to do and start. So if her life was going like this, and then one day what happened was, before going to bed, she saw a commercial on a TV. That commercial was showing a rocket launch. So there was a countdown going on: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift off. So she saw that, and an idea came to her mind. She said, tomorrow I'm going to get out of bed the same way. I'm going to lift off like a rocket from the bed. So she slept. She put the alarm. As soon as the alarm rang, that thought came in her mind that, oh, I'm going to get up like a rocket from the bed. So initially the first reaction was, she felt very stupid, what kind of idea is this? But somehow, she started counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and she actually got out of bed. So that whole day and a few days later, consecutive days, she kept doing this for all the things that she needed. She knew she needed to do, but she was not doing them. So it could be, sitting on the computer and actually writing the resume, calling someone, getting the kids ready, getting the kids out of bed, getting out of bed herself every day. So she started using this 5-second countdown to do all the things that were easy to do, but she was not doing them before. And then she realized that what is the science behind this, what seems like a very simple rule. The rule is very simple, anybody can use it. What happens is, we have this small 5-second window between when a thought comes into our mind about our goal, that what steps we should do, what we need to do in order for us to achieve that, or whatever we want to do, we know the steps that we need to take. So that thought comes in our mind, but we tend to hesitate, we tend to worry about it, we are not sure. So this uncertainty is there, and as soon as the brain feels that we are not sure or we are uncertain or this thing, it actually discourages us, and doesn't let us do that task. So because the brain thinks that this is a stressful situation, so it wants to protect us. So it doesn't let us do that task. So when we start a countdown like this, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, what happens is our brain gets distracted, because it's busy counting, and the usual circuit doesn't activate. What gets activated is the prefrontal cortex. So it's sort of a starting sequence for the prefrontal cortex, which is a seat of logic, which is a seat of choice, logical reasoning. So immediately, once we start, we count down and we take some action, our physiology changes, and that helps our mind change. So in this 5-second window, if we do the countdown and we actually move physically, we do something about it. We actually, like she got out of bed, or we just, if you want to clean up the mess, if you literally pick up just one thing and keep it in its place, do something, some kind of physical action, make a call, or do something like that. So then, automatically the brain gets distracted, and it allows us to do that. And we start building these kind of actions one on top of the other. So which increases our confidence, which increases our productivity. We become more and more clear of what needs to be done. So it's sort of, for us to achieve a goal, there are going to be a lot of steps, but most of the times we don't get around to starting the first step. So this 5-second rule helps there. Because every time some thought comes to our mind about our goal, we keep procrastinating, because when you start anything new, because goal is something we have not achieved before, right? This is something we want, and it's something new. So we have to take different steps than what we have done before. So every time we do something that we haven't done before, there is bound to be some kind of a little bit of uncertainty, a little bit of hesitation, a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety, whether we are doing it right or wrong. And that is the time the brain discourages us from doing it, when we feel all these emotions. So we are just bypassing that part of the brain, and actually, get around to actually taking that first physical step. So how can you use it? First of all, it's very simple to use. Once you know this thing, once you know the rule, you can use it anytime. Anytime you think of a goal and you think of a step you need to take, you can count down like this and do that action. That is the most important part. You just count down and do some action related to your goal. Then when can we use it, and how can you use it? Then or rather we should say, what can you do with this rule? You can use this to, first thing is change your behavior. So you can create new habits with this rule, because most of the time we know that we need to get up, we should get up early, we should eat healthy food, we should exercise, but we don't get around to starting. So you can use that this rule as to overcome that starting trouble that we all have. Or you can use it the other way also. You can use it for to get stop yourself from doing the things that you should not be doing. A lot of times nowadays, we are on social media, we are on Instagram, Facebook, and we keep watching all that stuff mindlessly. We know there are other things that need to be taken care of, but you just cannot stop from scrolling. So you can just do a countdown as soon as you realize that you have other better things to do, and then do move on to doing something else. Or even if it's about food, if you have some health goals, and immediately when you see when you're craving for some junk food, you can do this countdown and eat something healthy. So it helps to develop some good habits, plus prevent you from doing the things that are not good for you. That is the first thing. The second is act with everyday courage. So on our journey to our goals, our dreams, we need to do some acts of courage. We need to ask somebody for help, we need to say no, we need to raise doubts, we need to give our opinion, we need to make the sales calls, we need to convince somebody of our idea. So all these things need courage. So the things we have not done before, but we need to do them. So for those things we need courage. Or you have some business idea, you need to share it with somebody, you are some kind of an artist and you need to start some art project. So you've always been scared of starting, you're not sure whether it'll work or not. So for all those times, this rule comes in handy. You can just count down and take that first step. Because all that worry, doing something new is always going to be make you a little anxious, a little hesitant. So it just and that prevents us from actually starting. So this will help in those cases. And the third thing, which another very important thing, is it helps you control your mind. So sometimes we go into a negative spiral, negative thought spiral. We know that, we realize that our mood is getting more and more, we are becoming more and more negative. We just cannot stop our thoughts of worry. And if you are following law of attraction, then we know that like attracts like. So if you're worrying, then you'll get more and more thoughts about all different kinds of things you need to be worried about. Same with anger, same with frustration, same with fear. So if you're fearful of one thing, you can think of another 100 things that you are fearful of. So when you are in this kind of a negative spiral, you can use this countdown to actually stop and take some positive action. Or you changed into a positive thought. So maybe it's a gratitude thought, maybe it's an affirmation, or think of something that brings you joy. So as soon as you realize that you are in a negative spiral of thoughts, you can just do a countdown and immediately shift to a gratitude thought, or do something that brings you joy. So this is another way you can use this 5-second rule. Very easy to use. It's definitely worth trying. Now I know you have a question in your mind, will it work the other way? Will it work if I start counting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? No, there is a logic to this. So why is it like you're always counting down, right? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because after 1, and your brain expects an action, like a lift off, right? But if it's like you're going the other way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then you can always count 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? So it doesn't serve the purpose. So it's always a countdown. Even though numbers are same, just you have to stop it and take some action. So it's like immediately your brain knows that after 1 some action is needed. And if you go the other way, after 5 you can keep on counting till 100, whatever you want. So again, that whole purpose of using this 5-second rule is not going to be useful. So I would really highly recommend you try this out. So if you like this idea, press the like button, share it with someone who could use it, and let me know in the comment section what you thought of this 5-second rule. If you use it, let me know what you're using it for, because there are so many everyday instances we can use this rule for. So what is that you were procrastinating, and what is it that you tried to using this rule, and how it has worked out for you? So I would love to hear that from you. And so I'll see you in another video with another topic. Thank you.